Sunday, May 4th. May the 4th be with you. It's a holiday here in Japan. Of course, it's Sunday, so, of course, it's a day off. But we're in the middle of Golden Week, which is a series of national holidays where everybody gets in their car and plugs up the road. Anyway, enough of that. I'm trying to get everything still set up. Give me a minute or two here, and we'll be on it. Pretty tickety-boo here. I should have done this a little bit before. Oh God, I feel like such a turd for this. Yeah. So anyway, today's guys, I'm going to be painting these World War One French chasseurs alpini, I believe they're called. Yeah, I'm just trying to get stuff set up. You're gonna have to bear with me here. I apologize. Always exciting. Always exciting. Okay, alright, this is what I wanted to check out. Oh, there's my hand. I'm getting it done through the computer here. But I suck at this, dude. So I'm probably just talking to myself anyway, so it's no big deal. Who's watching here? Me! I'm the only one who's watching. That's awesome. Okay, so I'm going to paint these guys. I'm just going to rattle off a bunch of crap about what's going on. So, yeah, anyway, the blue's all done on these guys pretty much. I have have done it. I've washed it with Prussian blue and all that stuff. And I'm going to do the flesh now. So if you're into painting flesh, this is something that you can always, use, I guess. So let's get this started. So, yeah, I've just been busy as busy can be recently. Basically, April, pardon me, is a very, 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 very busy month. Pardon me, there's some crap on there, and there's still more. So it's the change of the school year. And so basically the first week of April is everybody I work with running around like a chicken with their head cut off, and then school starts, and then you've got all of these, I'm going to call them kids, but even though they are all about 18 years old, showing up, and, they're doing their social, hierarchy thing where they're, who's the cool guy, who's the dork, who's the pretty guy, or pretty girl, who's the I can even see that. I'm trying to do this through an iPad. It's not working too well. But who's the pretty girl, who's the cool guy, who's the smart guy, who's the smart girl, all that kind of stuff. So am I in frame? Yeah, you're just gonna see my knuckles the whole time. I'm gonna try and do it this way then. So it is what it is, but then there's all the admin stuff. So anyways, I've just been busy with work. Pretty much, and some of the students are a bit weird this year. We've got a Rain Man type guy, and we got this guy who's, I don't know, older. I'm gonna say, he's old. Let's put it this way: he's old enough to be the parent of one of the kids in the class, and that has really kind of messed up the social harmony, I guess you could say. You're trying to do something, and oh God, somebody's dad is in our group, our seminar group, and it's not that he's super intelligent or anything like that. It's just weird. It's one of those things. Yeah, that guy's knuckles are pretty much done. So yeah, it's just one of them things. So that's what's going on there. I had a friend coming to visit from Canada, and he was here, and we had a bit of a what's the word? An emergency of sorts around Easter. So I had to help him with that because he was in another part of the country, and he lost something very important, and basically I had to help him out, and the best I could, in contact with rail companies and the embassy and cops and whatever else. It was nothing criminal, I don't hang out with that element, but yeah. So what ended up, his holiday ended up being a bit of a shit show. He ended up staying at my house for 11 days as opposed to the original 2 nights that he was supposed to stay because of this. So there you go. So that put a lot of stress on me and my wife, and of course him having a tough time. So that was going on. What else? We've got to get the house redone. Parts of the house have to be fixed up, and yesterday I noticed that the foundation in the back is cracked, and the way that the house is sitting on the hill, it could be kind of disastrous if we get more rain, which we've been getting a lot of, and it could be disastrous if we get an earthquake. And so, of course, it's a holiday today, it's a holiday tomorrow, and a holiday on Tuesday, so you can't get anything done. So there's the stress of that. So I gotta get that all figured out, and then I'm sure it's not gonna be cheap. So I'm hoping that a bit of the house insurance will cover it. I'm not expecting a 100% payout or anything, but even any little bit will help. You know what I mean? What else is going on? So then, yeah. So part of that, I went to my other friend's house who lives here, and he's got an extra shed, and he's got a huge amount of land, and he's got an extra shed out there. So I've got a lot of crap I'm gonna have to move out of my house, and so I went over there and to basically clean out that shed, which is just sweep it out, and whether there's a dead bird in there or whatever, no big deal. But there was a whole bunch of trees and stuff that wood that needed to be moved. Some of it was made. We put it in the fire, or I should say. He was doing something else. I was doing all the labor on this one. He was doing labor somewhere else. So, basically, yeah, I had to move a whole bunch of tree parts or whatever. You know, branches, heavy branches. You know, stuff that's like 3-4 inches in diameter. And I did that all day, and then I fell. I dinged up my fucking knee. So my left knee's all. When I fell, I went down like a sniper got me, man. It was bad. And then basically, can you even see that? Is there anybody watching? Oh, somebody's watching. So that's good. Hey, what's up? What's up, whoever's watching? Oops. And then yeah, and the wall, you know, rolled around for a bit on the ground out there. You know, nobody came or whatever. I got up and checked it out later. It's just basically it's a skinned knee. It's nothing bad, but you know, at my age, I thought, fuck, dude, way to go, dude. Beginning of the year, spring has sprung, and you go and fucking break your knee. That is pretty fucking typical. So, but yeah, it's okay. I mean, I'm limping today for sure. And where we live, the mountain here, there are a lot of cottages and stuff. So we've got all these people who've come in for the weekend, and of course, you know, they want to, you know, they only come in to basically cut their grass and cut back trees and stuff. So we've had, you know, even yesterday they were out there chainsawing at about 7:30 in the morning, which is, in my opinion, a little bit criminal. I'll have to, you know, but it is what it is. There's nothing I can do about it. Who am I going to go complain to? You know, the city office, the government, and what are they going to do about it? They're going to go, oh, well, you know, whatever. Japan, the fucking excuse machine. That's all this place is. So, and that's basically what's going on. Next weekend is the Tokyo Hobby Show. I used to go quite frequently before COVID, and I've gone twice since COVID. I'm not going this year for the simple fact that it's just the prices of hotels now in Japan are beyond the pale. With the cheap yen, we get so many tourists that per month or whatever that you know, affording a hotel in yen, if you work for in yen, is it's pretty difficult. So, you know, a hotel that used to be, you know, 15,000 yen a night, approximately $100 American. Now it's $150 American, which puts it at about, you know, 23 or about 23,000 yen. You know, 2 nights or whatever away, and then the bullet train and all that other jazz. You know, it balloons up to, you know, $1,000 or whatever, and basically all you're doing is you're going to a hobby show, and it's a great hobby show. Like, don't get me wrong. I mean, a lot of talented people. It's amazing. All the models are awesome, you know, But it's like going to a hobby show in rush hour at Grand Central Station or Shinjuku Station here or whatever. It's just people with backpacks, people with body odor problems, and there's just literally tens of thousands of people there. The constant announcements. There's the old security guys with their megaphones. Get to the left. Oh, whatever. Migi no ho ni. And it's not fun. It's just not fun anymore. So I figured, I'm not going. I rather, well, I'm gonna need the money for something else now. Boy, I think I watered down this paint way too much to do this, but I'll get away with it. I know what I'm doing. So I'm not going to that. I might go to Hamamatsu for work in June, but I haven't decided if I want to go yet because it is basically an English teacher convention, and a lot of them are just wingnuts, and a lot of them are just depressed middle-aged elkies. Oops, like me. So it's like I don't want to hang out with the wingnuts because they're wingnuts, but hanging out with other guys who will, sit there and, drink 9 beers just because, is not exactly healthy either. So I don't know if I'm going to go. I haven't thought about it yet. And then there was an election in Canada. My buddy was kind of talking about it while I was out here. And it seems where I'm from in Canada, they're fixing to leave. I think they've had enough of the Ottawa, Toronto, Montreal triangle running their lives, which is okay. I mean, I felt that way when I was a kid. Fuck, in the 80s, I could see it. I've always been ahead of the curve in Canadian politics or whatever. So, we'll see what goes on there. I don't know. I mean, anybody I talk to back in Canada, they all say the same thing. It just sucks. Everybody's going to the food bank and shit, which is crazy. I mean, my nephew, he's in his 40s. He's a hockey rink guy, manager, Zamboni driver, repairman guy. And even, he's like, dude, I got a choice. It's like I can either buy food or put gas in the car to go to work. So I got to go to the food bank. And you're like, holy shit. And you're like, how much you making? And it's not bad money, but he's just got none of it because they just keep taking it. It's like, 2% carbon tax and 3% that tax. And we need another 1.5% to, do this or whatever. And it's ridiculous, dude. And it's gotten to the point where people, I guess, are just, whatever. They've given up. Everybody's got heavy credit card debt too. So, that's not a good thing at all. So, but yeah, that's what's going on there. So, these guys I'm painting here, I don't know which company they are. The sculpts are really nice. They might be. It says WGB F1002 on the little bag. I'm thinking they might be Foundry, but I'm not sure. My knuckles in the way of the figure here. I'm not sure entirely. These are for a friend. And I've already finished 5, and I got these 5. I'm doing in batches of 5, and then I have 3 after that, so a total of 13. I also have other stuff I got to get done today, but I've just been so busy I haven't been able to do anything. Like last month, I'll tell you. Let me just check my little log here. Last month I painted 22 figures, and if that's any comparison, the month before that I did 41. And the month where I was away, I did 32, and then I did 57 before that, 66 and 54 the months before that. So, my numbers really dropped in April, so I'm kind of behind. And then I got all this other crap I got to worry about. So, but that's it with me. I'll just keep chatting until somebody shows up, wants to talk. And I've been watching the hockey playoffs too, which have been exciting. Some really good teams, some really good players out there. Some surprises, really. I really did think Minnesota was going to take Vegas, but I was wrong. Vegas, they kind of cheat, They've got that, cheater streak in them. Not cheat. They massage the rules, but they do have a really good team. But it's like, oh, this guy's been sick for 7 months, you know. So they got really good players that don't count against their salary cap, and then all of a sudden the playoffs come, they're like, oh, he's magically healthy. Just imagine that, you know. So my team advanced to the next round, which is great. Everybody expects them to fucking absolutely shit the bed in the next round. So yeah, we'll see. They're the underdog, so that's, you know, people don't really have any high expectations on them. So that's pretty cool. Hey, Josh, buddy, what's up? Somebody's out there. What are you doing, man? You painting your stuff bright and early in the morning? So yeah, that's been fun. I've been doing that, watching that when I can. The games are on early in the morning, so I get a chance to watch them at work sometimes. I can sneak them in, which is good. But yeah, I don't know. I've been I watched a little bit yesterday. Edmonton did okay too, which was great. Not that I'm an Oilers fan by any stretch of the imagination. So there are 7 Canadian teams. This is, if you don't know anything about hockey, there are seven Canadian teams, right? Or there are 6 Canadian teams and 1 French team. If you want to get really, you know, nasty about it, but no, there's the Montreal Canadiens, there's the Toronto Maple Leafs, Ottawa Senators, the Winnipeg Jets, the Calgary Flames, the Vancouver Canucks, and the Edmonton Oilers. So, the Oilers are through. The Jets, yeah, I don't know what's going to happen with them. The Leafs are through. They're in the next. They're in the final. They're in the final 8. The other teams are all out right now. So, but yeah, I mean, I'll cheer for Edmonton. You know, a lot of people in Canada, they'll be like, "Oh, we got to get a Canadian team to win the." Fuck that shit, dude. I will never cheer for the Vancouver Canucks. I will never cheer for the Montreal Canadiens, and I will never, ever in a million years cheer for the Ottawa Senators. Ever. I mean, unless I had like a family member who miraculously was drafted by one of those teams and played for that team, I would cheer for them on that team. But that team, nah, forget it, no way. So Edmonton, I can hold my nose and cheer for them. Same with Winnipeg, I can cheer for them. You know, if it comes down to it. The Flames, yeah, the Flames is one of my one of my teams for sure. So, and of course the Leafs, you know, blue and white till I die. So it's a matter of just watching hockey all the time. You know, trying to take it easy, but it's, you know, not as fun as it could be. There was a gaming event there were 2 gaming events actually in Tokyo. Oh, you're going to a barbecue. You got some kebabs. All right, right on. Okay, thanks. I will. I'm going to enjoy painting today. I hope to. We'll see how it goes. Don't really have a lot on the docket today for other stuff, so I should be able to get some work done. It's just a matter of motivation. If my eyes can keep up, and you know, all hell breaks loose up here, I'll have to fucking deal with that. But oh, fuck, what was I talking about? I don't know. I'm just zoned out. But yeah, so that's what's been going on in my life. I know a lot of crazy stuff's been going on everywhere else in the world. I did find when my friend was here, it was actually kind of cool because I wasn't, not to say that I don't want to watch YouTube or whatever, but I found, I mean, obviously, you know, you're talking to your buddy, you know, pretty much nonstop, and we were, you know, having beers and all that kind of stuff, you know, at night when after dinner or you know during dinner. So, you know, it was good. It was nice. It was a nice change of pace because I found that with you, oh God, I'm fucking that hand up bad. With YouTube, you know, I mean, there's the gaming stuff that I watch, but you know, a lot of it is just, you know, it's like the gaming stuff is fine. I always enjoy the videos, and I'm very behind on all the videos I want to watch. Boy, that looks terrible. But you know, I find that I'm gonna grab a drink here real quick. I find that you know, just the other crap that the algorithm throws up there. Granted, right now there's a lot of hockey or whatever, but that's how long have I been on here for? Oh, it doesn't say. Oh, okay. What was this? Okay, 20 minutes. Yeah, just all the other stuff. It just depresses the fuck out of me. You know what I mean? It's just you know, nobody knows what the hell's going on. You know, the all the stocks, and I'm heavy into stocks. Here is some investment advice. Save your money, dude, because you're gonna need it. Um, you know, I'm not telling you to buy a certain stock or do it, but make sure you got some cash because you never know how bad things are gonna get. You know, but yeah, I mean, all the economic crap, you know, um, crazy Japanese stuff that's going on here. It comes on through on my feed. Um, you know, the news from back home and all that stuff too, which I kind of, you know, half-assedly look at because it's just baloney, dude. You know, Canada is, you know, leads the world at being just north of the United States. You know, that's about it. And you know, I get enough from the ads that I see from when I'm watching hockey to know that things are not going too well. You can just sense it. You know, like, you know, all the ads are for weight loss. Well, before all the ads were for boner pills. Now it's all for weight loss stuff. And that Osmopic, which was originally a medicine for diabetes, type 2 diabetes, you know, you lose like 20% of your muscle mass. And so these people, what happens, you got to take it forever or it just fucks you up. And, you know, but basically their faces, they just end up looking like Skeletor because all the muscles in their cheeks and everything go. So, you know, not that I'm, you know, a paragon of health or whatever, but, you know, even I know that you shouldn't eat so much shit and fucking, you got to exercise, you know, if you want to be healthy. You know, I do eat healthy. I was a little bit shocked by what my buddy from Canada seemed to be stuffing in his face. Granted, he's on holiday, so I get it, you know, because when I'm on holiday, I just eat shit nonstop. So, but yeah, just that stuff and skip the dishes. Like, you know, seriously, dude. Like, you know, you can't cook for yourself. Like, it's just, I don't know. It just seems weird, you know. So, but yeah, Ryan's frame here. You can kind of see what I'm doing. Okay. It's weird. This is really weird. I'm in a very unnatural posture right now painting this guy because I'm hunched down to get under the light. And I'm trying to look through the thing on the iPad here. So, but yeah, that's, you know, what's going on with me. Spring has been nice outside. We've had a couple animal sightings. We had a monkey sighting while my buddy was here, which was cool. Um, Yesterday when I was mucking around with the wood, a couple of lizards, big lizards, geckos and stuff like that. Um, haven't seen any snakes yet. They're around. You know, they'll appear here pretty soon, probably in about another week or two. A couple stray cats in the neighborhood. Fucking going around pissing on my car and shit like that. These stray cats, you know, feral mountain kind of, you know, cats or whatever. One of them kind of looks like our cat wearing a disguise, which is kind of weird, but it's funny at the same time. But yeah, he's a little bit of a fucking troublemaker. Because they fuck with my cat right when he's outside doing shit, and you know. Anywho, so that's going on there. But gaming wise, yeah. So there was a gaming stuff. I think Josh. Well, I guess you've popped out, which is fine. Everybody's popped out. That's okay. Um, there was a couple gaming things to do in Tokyo recently. Last weekend, I think. There was one in Seiseki Sakagaoka where they did some Napoleonics. And then there was another one. Oh, this face turned out okay for now, but it's gonna need a bit more work. That fucking mustache. Whatchamacallit. And there was another one at a guy's house, and a lot of my friends went to his house as opposed to the event, air quote, that was on schedule in Seiseki. So that kind of peeved off another friend that they were on the same day because he had organized one and the other one changed his dates, and then everybody decided to go to his house instead. But that's just the nature of the beast here, dude. You know, everybody's kind of on their own, as it were. Oh, fuck. Doing whatever it is they want to do. So, you know, I wish there was more gaming, honestly. Uh, I would really like to get a couple games. I really want to play Hail Caesar, and I know that a lot of people watch my channel for bolt action painting, and I do have an army. I gotta fucking finish it, dude. It's for somebody else, but you know, I like bolt action. I like version 2. Version 3, I've watched some of the rule things and stuff like that, but I really, really, really want to get my ancients on the table because, you know, like a lot of people, I come from Warhammer as well. You know, going way, way back. You know, I always liked the historical stuff. I was into 135th models, and I switched over to Warhammer 40K when I was about maybe 15. You know, ish, 1989 ish. You know, and you know, all the fist fights and all that shit that used to happen in the game, and it's kind of crazy, you know. You think about it, you know. You cheated. Da, 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 da. Uh-oh, this guy's gonna. Ah, for fuck's sakes, dude. Well, this guy has to be re-glued. I'll see if I can stick him on this here. There you go. I'll put them in the blue tack. I find with the metal figures, it's better to glue them because they don't fall off as much. But you know, there was the exception of the rule right there. So, so yeah. But then I switched over to, like, you know, rank and file Warhammer around, oh god, 6th edition, I guess. Like, I hadn't done any gaming or painting for, you know, ages, really. You know, I'd paint a model here and there when I go back to see my parents or whatever, just to sort of keep my skills up. I'd go to the Sentry Box, which is an awesome store in Calgary. Probably the best gaming store in Canada for sure, if not North America. Um, Definitely in the world for sure too. It would be definitely be in the top 10. So I recommend, if you're ever out that way, to go. Um, and you know, but I hadn't played, so I flipped over to Warhammer Fantasy Battle, and I had dwarfs from before. I fixed them up a little bit of an antique dwarf army, and then I did an amazing fucking chaos army, and then oops, and then also have my chaos dwarfs, which are just basically, you know, proxy for goblins. And then I started an empire army, and I did about 2 units of it, and then I just kind of got, you know, then they basically said, oh, we're going to go to Age of Sigmar, and you know, they changed the rules, and the rules were stupid, and I was just like, this is fucking lame. I was gonna say another word that rhymes with hay, but it was lame. Um, and then I got into bolt action. I got heavy into it, but now, you know, I've done all these ancients and stuff. I got all my hoplites. I'm doing those Persians. I just put a video up of them. Um, I got my Romans, my Gauls, my Spartans. You know, we played a game or two. We don't really know what we're doing. Like, I mean, I don't fucking know what I'm doing. You know, so it's you know, something I really would like to do. Now the problem is that it's such a pain in the ass to move all the shit around. You know, especially if you got to take it all to Tokyo, because if I take it to Tokyo, yeah, in theory I could drive, but then the road tolls and the gas and all that stuff, it's like, and the time, you know, it ends up costing me, oh boy, I don't know. I'm gonna say, you know, I'm gonna put this. I'm just gonna put it in American dollars. Everybody can you know, convert it into their own currency. I would say it's gonna cost me at least $150 in road tolls and gas, and just to get out there. And it's not that far away. It's only like 100 kilometers away, or 60 miles away, or whatever, 80 miles away maybe, you know. And but just there's that. Then you got to get up at the crack of dawn to get there, because everybody and their brother goes out on Saturday and Sunday. Cause this guy, he's just not going to stand this blue tack. So, you know, coming back, it's just the time. I mean, it's like, okay, it would be the equivalent of, say, in the United States on a weekend of driving, or in Canada, you know, driving, you know, 3 or 4 hours in to go to, like, the next big city to go play a game, and then just turn around and come back. You know, and you're not guaranteed that your opponent's going to show up, because you get this, oh, we went to the movies instead, you know, or whatever, or, you know, well, my kid's got a fever or something, you know, something happens, right? And then you're just sort of standing there with your dick in your hands, you know, looking at the clock like, well, if this guy doesn't show up in, you know, the next 28 minutes, you know, I may as well just go, because we won't be able to finish the game or whatever. So that's bolt action is a lot easier, and that's why these skirmish games for me. And I know Josh, who has run away from the chat. And I don't blame you, dude. This is a shitty chat, I guess. Shitty live stream. You know, where the K stands for quality over here at JvC Paints. So, um, you know, these skirmish games like Saga, or now he's heavily into, or not heavy, but he's picked up the Baron's War stuff, and a couple of our buddies are into that. We were doing the Realm of Chaos war bands. You know, it's just a few figures. It's not so bad because you can just throw that stuff in a case, throw that case in a bag, and you know, you're off to the races. And then whoever's sort of having the event or hosting the event or has organized the event, they will tend to, you know, supply some sort of scenery, or you can bring one or two pieces as well. What is this crap on this guy's face? Fuck. Well, he's got a mole now. They call this guy Hokuro. That's how you say mole in Japanese. So, yeah, you know. But yeah, I hope we get some gaming in. It'd be nice. This whole house situation, though, now with the fucking backyard and the foundations is just completely, total spanner in the works, man. Was not, fuck off, dude. Stay on there. And I'm going to have to reassess this guy. I'm going to have to re-blue, oh, fuck. Re-blue tack this guy. All right. So that's the base coat on there. Hey, it's the king himself. Dio lives. It's the diver. What up, buddy? What up? Josh was in here. He had to go to a barbecue, or he's having a barbecue. He's doing something, and I'm just, what is this? Anonymous. Right on, dude. Yeah, no, I'm just chilling out here, painting these guys, just doing some flesh. I've been belly aching for about 30 minutes or so. That's what's been going on. How are things out in God's country, Utah? What's going on, man? You get back from Tabernacle today, or what? Are you going tomorrow? Glad to see that you got to go to that. Fuck, damn it. Sorry. Unrelated. You got to go to that Old Hammer event, and that's something I would be interested in doing if I ever went back. I would definitely like to go play some actual Warhammer, like for real Warhammer, not Age of whatever it's called, Sigmar. So, but yeah, so I'm just painting these guys up, trying to get some flesh on them here, and then you know, we'll see how it goes. You know, but yeah, that's what I'm doing up today. I'm gonna change brushes here. I'm gonna get the other brush out. So, but yeah, things just oh fuck. Of course you can't find the brush. I had everything organized and I'm messing this shit up, dude. Not cool. That's not that brush. So yeah, my hat goes off to people like DM James who can sort of do this on a daily basis, because like I suck at this, dude. You know what I'm saying? Building Marines. Okay. That's cool. That's cool. Which chapter are you doing, man? Are you still doing your Iron Warriors, or are these the fists that you're working on? Leave that guy over there. Because, yeah, I have a couple ideas I'd like to do for 40K, just, you know, little one-off models or whatever, but, yeah, I don't know. Am I in frame? I gotta make sure that you can see what I'm doing here. Yeah, the setup isn't the best, but... And then you just gotta kind of bits and pieces, not the full thing. It's gonna look like shit. Pardon me. It's gonna look like shit while I'm doing this. You're like, oh my god, what's he doing? But once you put the wash on it, it works out really, really well. So, but yeah, the 40K scene in Japan is definitely on the grow. There's the big store in Akihabara, the Warhammer store. There still is the store in Jimbocho, which is kind of downtown by Tokyo University. That was the first shop they had. It's still open. I don't know about the shop that's kind of, you know, not too far from, well, not too far. It's an hour and a half drive in Chiba City, because the anchor store in that building was Yodobashi Camera, and they moved, and they've got a huge store, but they sell Warhammer too, so like GW stuff. But yeah, I haven't. You know, it's just. I mean, it's so expensive. They got that stuff behind, you know, locked glass cabinets. You know, so it's like, you know, I don't know how people can afford it. You know, I am stoked. I saw it. I'm probably gonna order it here. Oh, 30K stuff. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I knew the 30K lore from Rogue Trader, where they explain about all that stuff, but I've never played it. I will probably, when I get back to work on Wednesday, I will order the Victrix late war Germans that I've been drooling over for since they released the sort of the 3D mock up guys what photos I should say about months ago. It's 6-7 months ago. So I've been looking at them. They look great, and I will probably build them up. I've got two. I think I got two King Tiger kits that I haven't put together, and I'm thinking I'm gonna hopefully build a really another cool like I need another German army, like I need one, like I need another hole in the head. And I don't know, I might sell them. I don't know, because I do kind of, I'm at that point now where I got too much shit. I got to get rid of a lot of this stuff. I'm painting I'm compelled to do it. So I'm starting to think, well, I'll paint this and then try and sell it or do something with it or whatever, and use that money for the future. But yeah, the figures look really really nice, and I'm really really excited. But I'm gonna also probably order the what is it the oh what the fuck is it Republican Romans 1, the ones that I've already done, because I figured I don't really like the other ones, the armor on them for some reason. I want my sort of Roman army to look more uniform, so I'll probably order that again, because I got the cavalry done, and I've got basically one division. I just need a second infantry division, and I have I'll be able to make command stands for Hail Caesar, and then hopefully I'll be able to play. Hopefully I'll be able to have them go up against my Carthaginians or my Gauls, or even my hoplites when they are all when they're all done. I'll get back to that. I'll have to do something with that. So, till they take the Disney approach out of that trip. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I mean, I was crapping on before about how I like watching the gaming videos or the hobby stuff, like the stuff that you put out, the stuff that, of course, Josh puts out, but just, other channels I watched, the old War Gamer, Leon hasn't put stuff out in a long time, British Legion, there's bunches of channels that I'm sub to, but it's all the other stuff that comes through that just depresses the fuck out of me, man. I'm just like, oh god, what is wrong with the world? But I think everybody feels like that. But it's like, it's like the internet is like smoking at this point, where it's kind of like it's just this destructive behavior that you use to relax when you could be doing when you could be doing other things. And my buddy was out here from Canada. I mentioned it to you in the DMs what happened, but on Instagram. But we weren't watching. I wasn't watching YouTube, and I mean, granted, I'm there with my friend, and we're reminiscing and joking about old times and all that stuff, going over all that stuff. But yeah, I didn't find that I was so morose. And then after he left, I started getting, watching, getting caught up on some channels and stuff, and I can't catch up. Like I don't have that amount of time to go back, you know, in the time machine and watch every video for in the last, 3 weeks or whatever. So I'm just gonna pick up where I left off. But I watched some gaming videos and they're cool, and it's good to see everybody's projects and stuff. But it's just all the other crap they put in your fucking feed. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, holy crap, dude, what is going on? So, we got the whole, and I don't know how, my buddy didn't even know about it. This guy's got a hole right in his beard. Look at that. He didn't know about the whole Johnny Somali thing, what's going on in Korea. And that shit is big, big, big news here because, they've got so many foreign tourists, and it's a bunch of people who just think, Japan's Disneyland, and, they know what they're doing, and they just cause trouble, and I don't want, it's not racism or whatever, but it's just, sort of when people see me at the store, it's just kind of guilt by association. They just figure, oh, okay, well, here's a foreigner. Oh, he's gonna start knocking shit off the shelves or breakdancing, or he's gonna start trying live streaming. So Japanese are very, very susceptible to government propaganda on an unbelievable scale. Um, the you get these old ladies at home, they're watching the news and they just hammer some point, and then the old lady just hammer the point at everybody. Like during COVID, it was unbelievable. There have been other times, like there was one time, there was what was it? There was like a car accident. There's this horrific car accident, and it was just hyped up to like unbelievable heights. So. Um, so the new Canadian PM is going to tax unrealized gains on property and houses. Fuck that socialist dung heap, dude. No thanks. Never going back. Actually, with my buddy here, we talked about that, and he was telling me what the prices were and shit. And I was just, my jaw was on the floor. Like, I just couldn't believe how expensive stuff was. In like the city of Toronto, at the mayor, and global warming. They haven't done one infrastructure project since I left, man, and that was like 30 fucking years ago. They haven't built a new subway, they haven't widened roads. He said it's a nightmare. It takes him, this is unbelievable. Okay, when we were in high school, where he's living now, to get to where he works, used to take on the bus maybe 25 minutes. Now he's telling me it's a 2-hour ride one way because traffic is so bad. The buses don't run. The buses come into the station, or the subway station where he's got to go and get it. And the buses come in. We're talking rush hour, like 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and they're just out of service, out of service. So you're standing there waiting for a bus, and then all of a sudden there's like 400 people waiting for a bus. And they get on the road and there's just nothing but cars, and it's just like, what a shit show, dude. So yeah, that place is absolutely lost to me. Unfortunately, it's sad because Canada, when I was growing up, was a great place, dude, in a lot of ways. And in 1987, things just started to deteriorate really, really rapidly until it just became a total gong show. And Canadians, they never fail to fail, dude. They always seem to fuck shit up. They really believe their own baloney sometimes. And, you have one guy, fuck. You got one guy talking about the future. Oh, shit. Interest rates and jobs. And the other guy's like, oh, I'll fight Trump or whatever. And oh, yeah. Okay, Trump's a megalomaniac. Yeah, he's an asshole and all that stuff. But he's only going to be around for, 3-4 years now? And it's just, and so they vote for more of the same, and it's unbelievable to me, But anyway, that's the way it is. No, you're not going to get run off by people. You have to be a real total asshole. But I'll tell you what, the people are not as friendly as they used to be compared to pre-COVID tourism. Pre-COVID tourism, when Japan was still a little bit pricey, it wasn't as cheap as it is now, but Japan's as cheap as Thailand now. So, why spend another extra, 14 hours on an airplane, right? So people come to Japan. People are not as friendly because it's just, people get in a cab and then, they just figure they can do whatever they want because, and it's sad, and I feel sorry for, they'll get in a taxi, they'll fuck with the guy, or they won't pay. Like, people get a cab from the airport and they think, oh, we'll just take a cab to downtown and get to our hotel. And then the guy's like, yeah, okay, that'll be, $400. And they're like, what? And it's like, yeah, that's how much it costs. That's why you would never take a taxi. Taxis are basically, in Japan, are a way with you and your buddies, 3 guys, you hop in the cab, and you pay, you basically pay the guy $20 to take you about, 8 blocks. That's it. And then you all pay 400 yen, you're at the next bar. That's basically it. But, and then it's just a shit show. Yeah, as long as you're not streaming or anything, going, hey guys, I'm in Oxford, what's going on? Which there are people like that. And you go, we were in Akihabara not too long ago, and there's like, some, big fat nerd, dressed as, I don't know, the guy from Pokemon or whatever, and they're streaming. It's just like, fuck off with that bullshit. I mean, you wouldn't see Japanese people going to fucking, the States going, hey, check it out, I'm in New York City dressed as, fucking Mr. Spock, I can't believe I'm here. But, and the problem with Japan is it attracts a lot of fucking weirdos, dude. And they all think that they're going to come here and it's just some kind of fantasy land like in their fucking cartoons, and it's not. You get a lot of, like, my buddy was telling me he was on a train somewhere, and there were these two gay guys, and they were dressed in their cartoon outfits, and they're holding hands and swinging their hands and stuff like. And just because it's on cartoon, hey, Japanese people do not like that shit. Men and women don't even do that stuff here, And then making out in public, like, man, they're lucky they weren't shot or like beaten up or whatever, you know. And people just had enough, dude. And it's because they just think they can. Oh, it's Japan, so I'm gonna be a full-time weirdo, and of course now you're just a weirdo by association, and it sucks. But that's just the way it is, man. So yeah, diver, don't bring your trans girlfriend with you and hold hands and you can swing them around when you're out here. I'm just joking, dude. You know that. I'm just pulling your leg, man. But yeah, so yeah, it's been okay, in a way, but it's just tough. And things are changing. Japanese people are changing. My wife, she was complaining about work the other day. All the new nurses and stuff, the ones that I taught, they started work, and she's like, oh, they're already calling in sick. Like they're not even on the job 2 weeks, and they're like, oh, I've got a headache, I can't come to work. Oh, my tooth hurts, I can't come to work. So her and I, being the age that we are, we're supporting the old people, and we've got to look out for these people that are in their 20s that are just starting, because they're just useless. They're absolutely useless. Good intentions and all that. Don't get me wrong, but they can't get the job, and they're calling in sick. I had COVID, and it was in the middle of summer, and I didn't have to go to work, and that was 4 years ago or whatever it was, right? And then one time, I broke my foot, and I still made it to work every day, on my scooter with crutches strapped to the side, and then I hobbled up the stairs and all that stuff. I've never taken a sick day, and kangoshi, yeah, she's a kangoshi, dude, or kangofu. That's the old one term, was nurse was kangofu, but they changed it to kangoshi, so it's more, I guess, gender neutral. So it's like any reason, even at school where I'm teaching, you get this like, oh, I had a headache and I couldn't come to class. I was sick all day. You're like, dude, I saw you in the cafeteria. Oh, yeah. Well, I came in to get this whatever. And they suck at lying too. But yeah, I don't know where Japan's going to be here in the next 20 to 30 years. They're not having enough kids. Everybody wants to be a TikToker or a YouTube star or whatever. And nobody wants to do the hard work. And I was saying to my buddy yesterday when we were fucking around in his backyard, and I'm doing all that stuff, moving all the trees and limbs. Ah, for fuck's sakes! And this is why I glue them on here. And this guy happened to fall off. He's pissing me off already. He's almost done though. And I got all these chips on there. Fuck. And I was saying to him, man, I'd rather be working outside all the time, full time. This is not so bad. This is really nice. We got nice weather. It was beautiful weather yesterday. Not so nice today. You're outside making bucks. What's not to like? You're a Totemo Desai Gaijin. Yeah. Yeah, I kind of noticed, your how can we say, vintage metal shirts. You're wearing like, well, I don't know. Okay, I want to say Exodus, but I don't know if you have an Exodus shirt. But I know I've seen you with your shirts. You got some pretty interesting metal shirts there. So, yeah, hey man, I've been wearing the same clothes like a cartoon character for like the last 10 years, dude. I don't give a prig about how I look or whatever. And the other thing is for me too, being huge compared to everybody here. You know, the clothing choices for people my size aren't exactly how can you say, abundant, I guess. I mean, I gotta go to Tokyo to buy shoes, dude, because good luck getting a pair of size 13 shoes anywhere in Japan, man. You got to go to the sumo shoe store, basically, and the Japanese people who shop there are either sumo wrestlers or just total, freaks or whatever. Ooh, I bumped the camera. So, yeah, it's this is what it is, But yeah, being Desai is okay. You can't be any more Desai than these ones who are. Oh, that's a little bit thick on there. Fuck. Okay. I'll just do his chin there. Give him a ball sack chin there. And that's how I'll introduce myself. I'm Desai. No, yeah. Oh, don't worry. Well, I'm sure Josh and I we'll think of something for you to say. That'll be hilarious. Here's a funny one, dude. I'm gonna get the wash ready for the flush here. This is from a long time ago. So I was at a bar. This is years ago. I'm a kid, 20-something years old, and we're at a bar or whatever, and there's Japanese people and stuff, and he asks, "Oh, what are you interested in?" And then my friend goes, "Oh, he wanted to say I'm interested in women." So he says, "Onani." Like, I'm interested in women, onani, right? But unfortunately, he didn't realize that what that actually means is means masturbating. So he's basically, what are you interested in? I like wanking, I'm a wanker. So you got to watch out sometimes. You think you're making sense, and then you just end up saying something really left field out there stuff, But yeah, I don't know if we'll introduce you as the Desai guys. We're going to introduce you, I don't know. How would we, Angry Tangle Top Nerd? That wouldn't go over. They wouldn't have any frame of reference for that. This brush sucks. How's this brush? This brush is okay. So, yeah, I'm probably gonna wrap this up after I do this wash. But so hey, Diver, are you doing a live today? What are you up to, man? Are you doing anything special, or I'll just slop that on there? The wood doesn't matter. It's just the blue. I don't want to get any of the shit on the blue. The wood's okay because I haven't done it yet. So, but when it dries, it dries and it actually looks really good. Even though these kind of look like shit right now, it'll work when it's all over. But yeah, are you doing a live or anything, or any kind of recap? I know you've been busy. It's spring there. You got a lot of shit to do. You got your house and all your game and stuff. I did like the episode you did where you talked about the girl who kind of ghosted you with that movie. Good on you for getting out there, man. Seriously, as a lot of us old timers, yeah, we're just reminiscing about those days. What do you got here? Okay. Oh, you're gonna stream tomorrow? Okay. Well, I'm off tomorrow. I'll be around. I don't know what time you're gonna be doing that, but I will definitely try and check it out. It's only just turned 9 o'clock in the morning here, so yeah, so we'll see. You're probably going to be doing it Mountain Time, or you're probably doing it at noon. That'd be like 2 o'clock in the morning or something here. So I don't know, man. I find that I go to bed now that I'm old. I go to bed at like fucking 8 o'clock, and I'm up every day at like 4:30, and now too, with it being spring, every bird within a million miles is outside my window tweeting, and or we got wild animals crashing through the backyard and stuff like that. So I'm up, early, and I find it's good. It's hey man, it's the Hobbit life, right? Just a simple life. That's all I want, How are your stocks going, buddy? My stocks are ripping it now. I'm fucking killing it, dude. I'm back to where I was in February. And I got some really awesome. I got one that's up 800, almost 900% right now, and I'm just like woohoo, woo, high-fiving myself in my head. But I got some fucking losers too. But the longer you stay in, if you don't sell your shit, it usually works out. Like Nokia, man, I bought that stock. It was absolute trash and went down. I ended up getting rid of it, and it went back up. And if I'd held on to it, I'd be sitting in the green right now. However, that said, when I sold it, I bought. Oh, fuck. I bought. What did I buy? I bought Nvidia when it was like under $100, and now it's doing pretty good. So, and it's got its earnings coming up. So I'm hoping, by the end of the year that it'll probably see it's about 110 now. At the end of the year, if it got up to $135, I'd be happy. I mean, that's not so bad. Need a website to meet. Yeah, man. I gotta get so. I've got a cash fund that I've basically all the money I'm making painting, which is not a lot, and just other little piddly ass things that I'm doing for cash. I've got a little bit of a fund, and I've got about $1,300 in it. And now I was talking about how my house is fucked up, so that's going to be a big chunk of change. So we got to figure out what we're doing there. But it's a holiday, so I can't go to the city office to go and find out, who I should talk to. Who I should talk to till Wednesday. But yeah, I want to get a new computer. I want to kind of try to maybe take this stuff to the next level because, this is kind of a final. I'll end this on a finale here. My buddy who was here, you know what happened. He had to go deal with the cops and stuff, and I helped him out with that as well. But up in this part of the country, basically, I'll just move these guys forward so you can see. So I put the wash on them now, so the wash will tone all that crap down, and I don't know if you can see it. I'll just tilt a couple of these guys. So the wash, and then I'll go back, and when I'll do final highlights in the eyes and the mustaches and stuff. Anyway, let me finish my story. Was this going to look at the sale point? Yeah, June probably for sure is a good time. In September it'll probably go down too. But anyway, he's telling me he's complaining to the cops, or he's trying to explain a situation or whatever, and so he's speaking into this box. And it's coming up on the other side, and it's instantaneously translating what he's saying into Japanese to the cop. And then the cop talks back to him in Japanese, and it translates it back into English. And if the cops got that, then that means, hey, that shit's going to be everywhere here pretty soon. And so basically, when I said, oh, I'm fixing to retire here in a couple of years, the reason is that they're going to force my hand. It's that thing I'm sure a lot of people will understand, even at our age, when your dad was in his 50s, a lot of people, when your father, was in his 50s or maybe his early 60s, he's got a couple of years to go. Yeah, hey, adios, muchacho, here's your pink slip. You're out of here. We're going to hire 2 kids, or we're going to get an intern, or we're going to get somebody, we're going to get 2 or 3 guys, that are retards, and get them to do your job, and one of them will just piss off or whatever. So hey, man, he jumped in right at the end there. Hey, Brian. Yeah, so this instantaneous translating thing is going to basically, I'm going to go the way of the Blockbuster video. They don't really need me teaching any kind of nursing to anybody. That's not really my bag per se. I mean, I can do it. I mean, it's not hard, but they got a bunch of other people to do that. So yeah, I got to figure out what I'm doing. So anyway, yeah, I got this fund going, and I'm trying to, I want to get a new computer and maybe do, I see people using StreamYards and all that stuff. $20 laptop has been my best friend here for the last 5-6 years. So yeah, I think it's time to retire him. So like a car. But anyways, all right, Brian, thanks for jumping in, buddy. Diver's always good, talking to you. Josh, I think you're out of here. You're at the barbecue. So guys, have a great weekend. May the 4th be with you. Oh, now Geo jumps in right at the end. Well, adios, Geo. My things here. I'm at 58 minutes, and the battery's about to drop. So, you can give me a shout later if you want to go back. You can hear the story of how I fucked up my knee and what's going on. So, that's all at the beginning here. But yeah, it's just me talking shit. Okay, yeah, man. I'll talk to you soon too, dude. All right, guys, that's it for me. Diver, hope to catch your shit when you're streaming. You said tomorrow. I don't know if I'll be up, but I'll definitely give it a peek. But yeah, that's it for me, guys. So I'm gonna sign off here. You guys have a great weekend, and we'll catch you in the next one. And keep those brushes moving. Woo! Okay, wait a minute. That's the chat. How the fuck do you turn this off? Boomer. Okay, it's this one. Here we go.